Helldivers is a very big problem right now, and it strays from one specific thing that has always been a problem with this game, and that is balancing. Balancing has been one of the largest problems in Helldivers since the game's release, because the game that the players want is not the game that developers want to make. What do I mean by that? Plastered all over Arrowhead's studio page and everything like that, it says a game for everyone is a game for no one. That they love to say that, right? They love to keep calling back to this. However, right? However, you have made a game that is not for everyone, right? I have friends that don't like Helldivers. I have friends that don't play Helldivers. I have friends that don't think it's a good game. I have friends that think it's a great game, right? However, you have created the perfect live service model game. You have created one of the most influential pieces of video gaming history by accident, right? Because we know this wasn't your intention, okay? Because, like I said, game for everyone is a game for no one, right? You love to say that. However, you have unintentionally made a game that was for everyone. And then you went and nerfed everything. You created one of the most unplayable experiences that saw player counts dive. I have played this game since it has released. A week after release, I got it because I saw the hype. Right? I have played it every day since. But during that period where everything was nerfed to shit and player counts were leaving, I still played, and it was the most unenjoyable experience I've ever had. I didn't play the game for a month after that. Instead, I went and played Warhammer. And then when Warhammer got boring, I was like, you know what, let me go back on Helldivers. About 2 weeks later after that, I started to play back Helldivers. The great buff, the 60-day plan, that everybody talks about came into effect, and it saw the game reach levels of fun that it hadn't reached before. And then they paired it with the Illuminate drop that saw player counts rise to an all-time high. In one of the most fun days ever was the surprise reveal of the Illuminate. And since then, balancing was alright. It was alright. However, in the bid to make the game more difficult, they have forgotten, and I'm speaking from a perspective, if I was the casual player. I am not the casual player. I am the 1%, the 2% of players that have played this game and logged 1,000+ hours on it. Okay, I've played this game a ridiculously amount, right? To the point where level 10 is like level 1 to me. Very few times I am challenged on this game by the game itself. Some other factor, right? You have now found a way to make the game difficult by making it intentionally stupid. That being said, I understand the engine cannot hold just more enemies, right? Spawn caps had to be put in play, crashing, performance fixes, right? So you created sub-factions. Sub-factions were meant to make the game more difficult without adding scale of enemies. Okay, let's give flamethrowers to them now. Let's get artificially making the game more difficult. Now, it works in theory. However, you've lost the plot. For example, the biggest debate going on in the game right now has to be about the War Strider. Is it a balanced enemy? Should it be reworked? Leviathans, should they be reworked? Hive Lords, Dragon Roaches, the Rupture Strain, should these things be reworked? Are they just artificially making the game more difficult because they cannot find a way to do it in a fun player way? A YouTuber by the name of Odo, which I love, by the way, I love his videos, made a video about the Grand Fantasy in Helldivers. What is the Grand Fantasy? Basically meaning we're supposed to be expendable. We're supposed to get our shit rocked, right? I understand why they want to make it that way. However, the game's law doesn't abide by that. We aren't grunts. We're supposed to be the best of the Super Earth Armed Forces. We're Helldivers. We're not Thief. Thieves are the grunts. We're not the grunts. We're the 4 guys you send in behind the lines to go blow shit up. We're not on the front lines with 30 other thieves, right? We are behind the lines dropping shit down on them because we're the only ones that can do it. So are we the grunts? No, we are not the grunts. So why are we making this game artificially forcing us to basically be stupid? Let us be Helldivers. Let us be sweaty. Let us have fun by just blowing shit up, because yes, you have a game, you want Grand Fantasy. You want the game to be this niche thing. Why? Why does it have to be niche? You have the formula to create this epic large-scale game that saw player counts on Xbox release reach almost 500,000 Helldivers. That is a game for everybody. You have single-handedly created one of the most insane gaming moments ever. The Xbox release, Malevolent Creek, Hellmire, all these great events, the invasion of Super Earth, making headlines in real life news sources. Yet this is a game for no one, a game for everyone. Yes, it is. It is. You've made it that way, so just keep going on this way, right? Why are we making the game intentionally difficult by avoiding logic? Why are we avoiding logic and game lore just because you want people to die more in the game? If we die, we die, right? If a Helldiver lasts 2 minutes, he lasts 2 minutes. But if he lasts 4 hours, it's because the player earned that. The player earned the ability. So why did you not go and put the rupture strain in, for example, that auto tracks people? Like, oh no, you can't avoid them. No, you're gonna get attacks if you're on the stims. You will die. Like, it doesn't make sense. On top of that, the next biggest problem facing this game, outside of balancing, is the performance. The performance of this game has been atrocious. Now, I'm not talking about player performance. I'm not talking about metrics. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about in-game hardware performance. I get it's an outdated engine. I get the technology isn't up to date. But why is it that 1 in every 3 games I load into, I crash completely out of my PlayStation? This is a PlayStation-made game. PlayStation Studios is one of the first things you see when you open this game. Why is it that it crashes every mission I go on a bot city, or it freeze frames for hours, minutes, sorry. It freeze frames, image frames, lagging, crashing, bugs that are so not, like, they're not enjoyable bugs. The games have bugs that are enjoyable, like, oh, the snake bug, right? The automatic quasar reload. Those are bugs that are fine because they're funny, they're goofy. The infinite stratagem, yeah, it would crash people, but it was fun. It was funny, right? Bugs that, and I'm not about the enemy, I'm talking about actual bugs that freeze you in place, that crash your game. And it wouldn't be like, oh, I'm lagging through the whole mission. You'll be going perfectly fine, and boop, someone drop 500 kg, you crash. Why is this the performance in the game right now? You have reached all-time player counts. Why are you self-sabotaging this by just forcing out more content that is buggy, unbalanced, and doesn't work? And then being like, okay, wait, 60-day plan, let's fix it. You cannot have a 60-day plan every 60 days. We cannot be resorting to this over and over and over again. You have the formula that works. Big booms and testosterone. That is what this game is built on. So why are we removing what this game got popular for because you just want a core of 10,000 Helldivers? You have a player count active right now. I'm looking at my Helldivers companion app on my TV. 136,000 players active in game. It is 8 p.m. It is 8 p.m. as I'm recording. It's on a Monday night. Why on earth is there so much players? It's because the game's fun. The people want to love this game. I love this game. I love this game. I love the developers. I do. But take some pride in your own work. Do not intentionally make your game stupidly unbalanced because you just can't handle it. If the game is unbalanced in your eyes because, oh, Helldivers are lasting too long, then that's just how it's gonna be, because Helldivers are the 1% of the Seath Armed Forces. That's what they are. No, I'm not speaking from somebody like, oh, I go in every game I find. No, I cakewalk every level 10. But I play this game religiously almost. I've played this game every day since its release almost. I've been there for every event. I have logged thousands of hours almost. I'm almost to 2,000 hours played on this game. Yet I still find it stupid that War Striders are the way they are. Leviathans are the way they are. Because they just meant to be a nuisance. They aren't designed to be difficult. They're designed to be a nuisance. And I get what some people, the glazed divers, are like, oh, it's the peak of the Ottoman. Guess what? It's a video game. It's a fucking video game. Make shit enjoyable for the player. I understand they are trying. But listen to your player base. Listen to the Reddit posts about this being unbalanced, this being stupid. Why are we nerfing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we buffing this? Why is this the way this is? It's because you guys aren't listening. You guys aren't listening to the community that has made this game what it is. Helldivers is nothing without its community. This game doesn't work without a community. That is the whole point of this game, is community. If the community stops playing this game, the game dies. It's not like a solo game where, oh, guess what, I could buy Ghost of Tsushima 3 years later, it's still me. No, if the player base dies, Helldivers die. That is how this game works. It is about longevity. So if you cannot keep your game going longevity wise, then we have a problem, and it's not the player's fault. It is your fault as the developers that are using this outdated software. that are putting in these stupid updates without listening, without playtesting these things properly. And when you are playtesting them, you're going to players that are yes manning you, saying, "Oh yeah, this is so difficult. This game wasn't made fun because it was difficult. It was made fun because it was cinematic and cool and awesome. And when it got intense, it got intense." That is how this game was built. That's how this game was made. And time again, the developers get an all-time high, and then immediately proceed to throw it in the bin. This is the third or fourth time they've done this now. People didn't want to play an entire faction in the game that they were begging for months. Like, oh my god, the Illuminate. We enjoyed it. It was like, okay, let's add some more to it now. You created then one of the most unplayable factions in the game that are unbalanced and unfair and just not fun to play. Guess what? It doesn't matter what the damn major order is. If players don't want to play on a faction, they're not going to play on the faction. Right? That's what happens when you have an unbalanced, buggy game. Bugs that are still in the game for months. The AMR hasn't been fixed. The flesh mobs still go through the wall. The jetpack overseers haven't been nerfed. These things need to change, and they haven't been changing. The Illuminate have been here for about 7 months now with these reinforcements that they got. And the bugs are still persistent. Flesh mobs clipping through the wall. Overseers being invisible and shooting you. You're just seeing their staff running. In the flying jetpack guys that are the most obnoxious enemy in the game. The cannon overseers that mount and shoot mortars, you can't even shoot their back. They don't even have an hitbox. What are we doing? Why are we making the game intentionally stupid and just hoping that, oh, we just keep releasing content, the hype will shut it down and they'll just stay hyped? Like, oh, War 1 every 4 weeks, guess what? We just need to tough out about the complaints for 2 weeks, and then a new War 1 will come out and players won't care. Guess what? We finally realize that now, and you're getting all the backlash. The game is getting review bombed again, and what are you doing about it? We haven't gotten a performance patch in weeks that has worked. In weeks. Fix your game, Arrowhead. Fix your game. Because I love this game. Anybody that's watching this video loves this game. Anybody that plays HELLDIVERS loves this game. The gaming community loves this game. But it feels almost like if you don't love your game, and you don't love the people that play this game. And yes, you have a concurrent player base right now, but you're losing more players than you are gaining right now. I play on PlayStation. I don't have the PC problems. I cannot speak for PC problems. It took you months to fix the crashes on PlayStation with the Armory. You still haven't fixed flesh mobs. You still haven't fixed enemy entities. You still haven't fixed crashing, freezing. You still haven't fixed bugs that have been in the game for almost a year now. You haven't balanced guns that need balancing. All you do is nerf and nerf and nerf. It's almost like you don't know what game you're developing. You don't know what you want to do. Guess what you need to do? Listen to your community, right? Because your community is what's going to make you money. Your fantasy is not going to make you money. It makes this game unplayable.